Just really proud of our guys tonight. Just staying focused with what we know we have in front of us with the bye, and it's been a long year to go this far without a bye week. But our guys did exactly what we asked them to do. We knew it was going to be a tough game. Got a lot of respect for the Rams. They've got great players, great coaches. We knew it was going to be a four-quarter battle, and it was exactly that. But our guys stayed focused, and we talked about emptying the tank, and I think we're at a point where everybody's pretty exhausted, but it definitely feels good going into the bye week on a win. We're really proud of just the effort of guys stepping up, guys like Yash, and we'll enjoy this for a while, but we also know that there's a lot of ball in front of us, and we've got to take advantage of each and every day when we're back in this building. And it's never easy in this league, but you definitely appreciate the times when you win hard-fought football games.
At what point in this week did you know that Aaron Jones was going to be able to give it a go, and was he on a pitch count tonight?
I wouldn't say a pitch count, but we wanted to be smart with him. He's a big-time piece to everything we want to try to get done here. But really didn't know until today whether or not he was going to be able to go. We worked him out prior to the game, and our training staff, who does a great job, Flea and his group, they cleared him, and Aaron was speaking confidently. So we let him go. But it was more or less we're going to play it kind of by ear during the game in terms of how he was feeling and how many reps he was going to get.
Matt, you reached the bottom 36 on the board. Do you feel like you really could have put a big number up there today?
Yeah, I think there were some opportunities out there that we didn't take advantage of, but you got to give them credit. That's a damn good football team, one of the best teams, especially in the NFC. There are a lot of great players over there. Really great front. You guys got guys like Jalen Ramsey, and then on the offensive side of the ball, we know how explosive they can be. But yeah, certainly I think there's always going to be plays after every game that you look back on and you wish you had back. But the bottom line is, do you do enough to win the football game? And our guys did that tonight, and I was proud of them.
You're talking about how the Rams give them credit. Your players did that as well, but I think it probably happened here. Devontae Adams was not satisfied with the offensive production today, says there could have been 40 or more out there. Is that something that's just coming, coach speak on down, or are your leaders, your players saying that to others in the locker room, striving for excellence despite them?
Yeah, I think every time we don't score on every drive, I think our guys are disappointed, are angry, are upset. We've got a lot of great players, and this is a tough league, and when you're going against a tough opponent, you're realistically you're not going to score on every possession. So you got to give them credit, and it's well deserved.
Matt, you've reached the bye 9-3. All things considered, injuries this long, 12-week grind. Are you pretty happy with where you're at?
Yeah, I think all things considered, we've battled through a lot of adversity. Certainly, there is room for improvement in all three phases, which is always exciting. And we know that there's a lot of challenge left in front of us. So we've got to, when we're back in this building, we've got to attack it on a daily basis, which I think our guys embrace. And they take that to heart. We never look too far in front of us. We always try to focus on and stay as present as possible. And our guys they have that mentality. And I think that's what the mentality that it takes to win games in this league.
When you're a fairly pretty talented team, how important is it to have a guy like Rasul Douglas? What do those guys do for your team?
Yeah, Rasul has been a huge pickup for us, and you got to give credit to Goody and his staff for finding him. And I just love how he competes. You see it like play in and play out. The guy is so competitive. You see it in practice every day. Obviously, he's made 2 plays that have had major impacts on games this year. And there's multiple other plays that he's made that have really impacted games, but obviously the two that come to mind were Arizona and then tonight having a pick six. It seemed like there was other opportunities out there for him to have another interception, but I think he had 4 PBUs, 5 tackles. Just really proud of his effort. I think our guys have really embraced him and took him in. And you know, we're lucky to have a guy like that, and it's rare that you find a guy like that, you know, mid-season.
Matt, that touchdown pass to Randall, did you take that from Minnesota last week?
No, not necessarily.
It looked really simple.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. It is a copycat league, but no, that's something that, you know, choice routes are a coach's dream, right? Because in theory, you can never be wrong. You just, hey, you got to go out there and make the right read as the choice route runner, and the quarterback's got to make the right read. But no, Randall, he's a special talent. Certainly, it definitely hurt us losing him at halftime. But I thought that, you know, he did a hell of a job in that first half when he was playing and made a lot of key plays that helped us get that lead going into the half.
We talked a lot about AJ's ascension this season. I know Aaron got the start tonight, but are there games where you can see him being your lead back, even if Aaron's completely healthy, just with where AJ is at right now?
Yeah, I think AJ, you know, it's 1A, 1B, and I've said that in the past when we had guys like Jamal, but, you know, they both bring a little something to the table. They're obviously different style backs in terms of, especially just how they're, you know, their stature physically, but they both are very versatile backs in terms of their ability to run the football, their ability to pass protect, and then as weapons out of the backfield. I think both those guys are just premier backs in this league.
How did you feel about your offensive line's performance today?
I thought our offensive line battled, man. I thought they did a great job. I think anytime you're going against that type of front, that style of defense, I think that the fact that we dropped back 45 times and Aaron he had the 1 sack, which he tried to scramble up on. You know, I thought they did a hell of a job.
Matt, do you plan to take any time off in the bye week and reboot a little?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think we have to. You know, certainly there is a lot of season left in front of you, but I think you absolutely have to get away. It'll be great to spend some time with my wife and my kids, and just a little R&R.
I know you've said before that you think that we make fun of you for 1-0 every week and hitting the reset button, but you still haven't lost back-to-back games. So does that approach actually manifest itself in some real ways when you're coming off of a loss? Do you think your approach and your process really does make a difference there?
I think it's a credit to everybody in this building for taking that same mentality, and I can't say enough about guys just coming together, playing for one another, embracing roles, because certainly everybody wants to get the production, the numbers, the stats, and you know, certainly it doesn't always go that way, but our guys are truly selfless. They play for one another. They embrace whatever role is given to them, what they're asked to do, and we always talk about focusing on doing your 1/11th, doing the best job you can, giving it each and every play, and just really proud of our guys.
Joe Barry was really hyped up heading into the locker room after that game. Just all in all, what did you think about the way the defense responded?
Yeah, I thought our defense, you know, against one of the premier offenses in this league, I thought they really did everything that we could ever ask from them. You know, just they consistently have made a lot of big plays for us and certainly provided us with a lot of good field position that we didn't always capitalize on from an offensive perspective. But, yeah, Joe has been instrumental in just bringing such positive energy, bringing everybody together, allowing our assistant coaches to be a big part of this process. Just really happy for everybody on that side of the ball, but also know that there's room for improvement too. So we'll take a good look at everything tomorrow and see what areas we can improve upon.
When we were
There
in
used
this
to be
room
a
2
time-
weeks ago, you had sustained injuries with Aaron Jones and with Rashawn Gary that looked painful, looked like they could be more serious. Both are back out there just 2 weeks later. What did it mean to have them out there and getting through what they're going through?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about both those guys. You got to give a lot of credit to our medical staff and our strength staff for getting those guys back. But certainly, you got to give credit to the two individuals. Rashawn Gary is a force on every play. I mean, just how much energy he brings, and the same goes for Aaron Jones. But both of those guys just, they're so consistent in their approach, and you see it every day when they're in the building. They have great attitudes. They attack practice the right way. They're giving extreme effort in every instance, whether it's in the meeting room, whether it's on the practice field, whether it's in each play in the game. And I think that resonates with the other 10 guys on the field, and guys feed off that.
Matt, Aaron said that every time he steps on the field, he expects greatness. Does he give you any indication of the pain that he's feeling right now?
Well, I think it's pretty evident. You guys, I don't know if you could see it or not, but he certainly was limping around a little bit, especially in the fourth quarter. The fact that here's a guy that prides himself on being out there, being with his teammates. He's not missing practices for any reason. He's definitely battling through this. I think he's one of the toughest competitors that I've ever been around, and I just can't tell you enough what obviously what he means to this football team, this organization, and what he provides for us.
Matt, do you think this is your most complete game yet?
It's tough to say right now. I think we got to go back and look at it. Certainly, I think there were more opportunities out there, but again, that's going to happen when you're playing a really good football team, and you got to give the Rams a ton of credit. Like I said earlier, got a lot of respect. They've got a lot of star players on that football team. I've got so much respect for their coaching staff. I've worked with a lot of those guys before, and just know what they're all about. So it's not shocking to me that it became a one-possession game and it went right down to the wire.
I know Aaron said that he's talking with the medical staff about maybe getting surgery on that toe. How involved are you in that decision? I'm
not involved in any of those decisions, so I just take in the information and hear it. But ultimately, I'm definitely I don't have MD after my name, so I'll let them handle that.
You mentioned the star power that those guys, I know Sean's a good friend, but he and Les have obviously taken one approach to trying to get to where they want to go, and you're doing it with Rasul Douglas and Yash at left tackle. What does it say about your team that you don't have Von Miller, you don't have OBJ, but you're still in the position you're in?
You got to give credit to everybody. This sport is the ultimate team game. You need all 11 out there, playing as one. And everybody's got to embrace their role, what they're asked to do, and take ownership in the job that they do. And our guys do that consistently on a daily basis. So just really proud of the collective effort of everybody. And it starts at the top within our organization and works all the way down to our players and coaches.
But forever, it's been this way in Green Bay. In order to win in December, you have to have really good running backs. Maybe you even heard that when you first got here. But Rodgers just said, he's proven that he can throw in the winter here. Is that kind of an antiquated theory, or do you still need certain characteristics from your running backs to endure the elements here, the wind, the precipitation, things like that, in December and January?
Well, I think every game's a little bit different in terms of how you want to attack. I think certainly tonight we knew that they were going to make a big emphasis on stopping the run, and I thought they did a really good job. I thought they played the run really well. We were able to churn out some tough yards at the end of the game. I think that every team in the league, you want to have great backs, because they can cover up some of the stuff that maybe doesn't go perfect up front or whatever it may be, make people miss, get yards after contact. And we're fortunate that we have two guys that can do that. And then they can supplement our passing game and catching balls out of the backfield and do a great job in pass protection. I think Ben Sermons does an outstanding job with that entire group. And we're very, very fortunate to have the players that we have, especially in that position.
Give up a couple of big, long touchdowns. But in your mind, was that the price of trying to keep Cooper Kupp in check? I mean, he didn't really kill you.
No, I think that's just, potentially. I think, again, they've got really good players, right? They got a quarterback that can make every throw. I think it's more than just Cooper Kupp out there when you're talking about OBJ, when you're talking about Tyler Higbee, Van Jefferson. They've got a lot of good players, and sometimes, the read dictates. I think an emphasis for us going into this game was to try to take Cooper Kupp away as best as we could. You're never going to totally shut a guy of that caliber out, but you got to give them credit. They made a couple plays, and I got to go back and look at the tape, and I can give you probably a better answer tomorrow.